Good evening, friends. So I arrived in Riyadh a couple of hours ago, and my hostel, I'm only here for 2 days. I'm actually a little grateful about that, because the dorm in which I'm staying is literally 8 narrow single beds in a room, and I have one of the middle ones, so they're about 2 feet from their neighbours, but it's €10 a night, so I'm not complaining. And I went to get some food because I was absolutely ravenous, and I've been wandering the souk and the Medina for about an hour. Rather fun, actually. I love souks, and my hostel is very well placed in both the Medina and the souk. It's just up ahead on one of the little myriad side alleys. I love Medinas. They're just such bustling places. 1 second you're on a huge avenue like this with people yelling their wares. Next second you're in some tiny alleyway. Yeah, so I'm going to explore tomorrow. I have 2 days here, and I'm not working for the weekend. And then I'm getting the train to Casablanca on Sunday afternoon. But now I'm going to go back and relax. So I've had a hell of a day. All right. Good morning, friends. Beautiful day here in Rabat. I am on the roof. I've done my laundry. Laundry, of course, for me is just literally washing out my socks, boxes, and shirt from the day before and leaving them to dry for the day, and doing that ad infinitum. I'm loving this, though. This is me making tea. Brilliant. So I'm all set up, really. Washed, sunscreen, sorted out. I'm going to head to the Kasbah, which is an amazing fortification just where the river hits the ocean. And it is the ocean. It's the Atlantic. So yeah, that'll be good. And I don't know how far you can see. Mosque there, that's the mosque in the Medina. A couple of other minarets there, and that over there is the Hassan Tower. I'm probably going to go there today as well. Yeah, I'm starving. So I've got some vache qui ris I still have from Tangier. A nice girl in my dorm gave me a mandarin, so I'm going to buy some fresh bread for 2 dirham and have myself breakfast, have some tea, and then get cracking. Hi friends, this here is Omar.
Hello.
I just stopped off to get an espresso from his stall, and he gave me a lecture on the good coffee that he's able to get around here, which has been very fun, and he speaks amazing English. Right, so continuing my wander, this very, very long, very wide alleyway is the food souk, and it's just, you know, as you would expect, really. It's a bit like the Mercato in Genoa. Fresh fish, fresh vegetables, fresh everything. And yeah, good place. I'm gonna get some eggs because there's the little gas stove on the roof of my hostel, and I kind of need to calm down on the money for a bit. So I'm gonna buy 6 eggs and make myself like a shakshuka or something in the pan that I do have in my pack. I'll buy myself, you know, a couple of spring onions and so forth, and make myself a decent shakshuka this evening with some bread, which will cost me about 35 pence for the entire meal, which is also the good. But not yet, because they give you the eggs in a plastic bag, and I have a long way to walk today. Anyway. Right, I'm at the Kasbah. walked in the side straight into where I am now, which is the Andalucian gardens. They're actually quite a young addition to the Kasbah. I think something like 1915 when the French were occupying Morocco. And as the name might suggest, they're created in very much an Andalucian style. They're very beautiful. It's a fantastic place for travellers and locals alike to come in, because for one thing they're secure, they're always guarded. They're very well kept. You can find a leafy place to sit down and eat your lunch, have some tea, which is exactly what I've been doing for the last half an hour. And yeah, they're really quite lovely. Okay, so we're entering the Kasbah proper now. The Kasbah of the Udayas. The Udayas are an obscure Berber tribe. I don't actually know why then and why this place is named after them, to be honest, because they were ousted from Fez about 500 years ago. But this is the Bab al-Kabir, the great gate of the Kasbah. It was built by Yaqub al-Mansur, who was the Caliph at the time, into the existing walls built 50 years before him. This was built in 1195 CE, and it's considered one of the greatest gates in Almohad and therefore Moroccan architecture of the time. The interlacing parts around the gate itself there are apparently called Daj wa Kataf. I didn't know that before. But it's incredibly intricate. You've got inscription from the Holy Quran, of course, and you have the horseshoe size, and it's in a rectangular frame. It is very beautiful. Now you have to understand that this was at a time, I mean, the 1000 and 1100s were one of the golden ages of Islam, because it was 400 years after the Prophet, and this was at a time when Baghdad was the cultural center of the world. I mean, we use Arabic numbers, for example, but at the time Baghdad, with its universities and its studies and its astronomy and culture and everything, beat the living hell out of anything west of them. And so this was really a golden age for the Arabic and Persian world. Yeah. It isn't really, it's decorative. It's not a defensive structure at all, because the Kasbah itself was, for its time, pretty impregnable already. It is mainly decorative, but it does a very good job in doing just that. Anyway. And behind me, the interior side of the gatehouse. So it kind of goes in that way, and then you've got a gatehouse for, ostensibly for security, and that's the other side. Fantastic. I love this guy. He's shuffling out the outline of a football field. That's brilliant.